Good afternoon, guys. You are watching Psychotic Projects, and I hope you guys are having another great day. You are watching the Toothpicks 747 project, and this is episode 10, and I cannot believe how far we have gotten. Like, episode 10 is crazy. Today, we are working on the fuselage. This time we're working on the back half. Last episode, we worked on the front portion of the fuselage, which is like the double deck area. If that doesn't make sense or you haven't seen it, you can watch it at the top right, right here. You just click that link. But anyways, so we were working on the back portion, which is the circular part. I've talked about that in the other episode also. I'll probably recap it later in the episode. But with that in mind, let's begin. So the first thing we got to do is, well, actually what we're working on is from here to about here. So this is when this slant right here, it stops slanting and it's kind of straight. And then it starts right here, it starts going up. So we're just going to work on this little section right here. And it's a circle. I talked about this last episode, but I'm just going to go over it again. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my blueprints. Alright, so I got my blueprints, and the reason I'm using my blueprints is because if I measure the diameter of this, it won't be all the way correct because these supports right here, I just kind of slapped them on there, didn't do any measuring. Okay, so after doing some measuring, I've used this one right here, and so I measured the length of this, and that is 4.625, and the length of this is like 30.5. So I did 30.5 divided by 4.625, and it's, I think, about 6 times bigger, I think. I don't know, but that's the math I did. And then I measured the height of this, yeah, that's the height, and it was 7/16, so I multiplied that by 6, or whatever number I got from, the ratio. And that gave me 2.88 something, which, to double check to make sure that that is correct, this is about, so look, I put that right there, that is about, 2.8. So, that's pretty good. Yeah, so that's good to know. Now what we need to do is we need to get the laptop and make one of these and sand it down, and I think I'm going to do I don't know what it's called, but it's going to look cool if I can do it correctly. It's called a montage, by the way. That's what it's called, what you're seeing on the screen right here. So basically this is how I made the previous mold, I guess. For the double layered section. So I went on to actually, I didn't make this shape myself. I had to kind of look it up, and then I printed it, but instead I just made it easier, and I just did a circle that had the exact size, and then I had the middle put into it, or the middle line put into it, so I could see exactly where I need to stop, so I can see the where the main layer would go. And then in the end, I just ended up using I don't remember what it's called, but you can see right here, it just helps me make a circle. It was a lot easier, so I just used that, and then I used this old piece of foam board. I just cut 3 circles out of it, and then I got some toothpicks that weren't cut, that didn't have the tips cut off, and I just poked a toothpick through it, and then I glued it all together just to make it nice and strong. And then I decided that I can make the holes easier instead of bending a bunch of toothpicks. like you can see at the bottom right, you can see a bent toothpick. That was from me trying to poke a hole into the mold. Instead, I just decided I would use a screwdriver. So I went into my garage, as you can see. No, not yet. Just wait. Alright, here we go. Right here is just me in the garage. I just poked the screwdriver through it, made a nice hole, and then I poked another toothpick into it, glued it all together, and we had a very nice mold. Although the toothpicks were a bit slanted, but that's alright. Okay, so first I I sat on this accidentally, and well, it's tearing apart. Uh, it's that's terrible. I didn't realize it was that bad. Okay. But for now, I need to fix this mess. And then I'm gonna keep working on this. So that's what we're doing. This desk is looking a lot cleaner now. No, don't look at that. Okay, no, okay, that's not fair. Sorry, I had to do that. I was about to begin work and I was like, man, this place is so messy. Let me just grab my ruler and just... So, guys, I'm gonna clean, I promise. Okay, I just realized I was pretty lazy when I was making this. I don't like to admit that I was lazy all the time. But look at this. Okay, so let's get real close. Okay, that's as good as it's gonna get. So look. The only places that these have been glued together is like right here where these two come together, like these two toothpicks. And so that doesn't make it very strong. And like, I didn't even do it on both sides. And so I just barely glued this. So that, there we go. So you can see that I've glued all of this together. I didn't do this side. I don't want to do this side because it's a lot of glue. And I don't really need to. Don't tell me I'm being lazy because I know. Anyway. So I think I'm just going to have to go through all of this again. And I'm going to have to just do combine all of it again. Oh, well. Guess I have a lot to do. Surprise, surprise. Alright, so after a lot of math, and as in a lot of math, it was like me doing math, and then I realized I did it wrong, and then I did more math, and then I was like, wait, did I do that right? And so I rechecked it, and it was just a mess. But after all of that, I have done this. So, here's what we have. Okay, so, let's see. So, this right here matches... Oh, yeah, it's right here. So, this shape goes from here to here. And so, I measured how long that was and how much of this I've done. And it comes to about 1/2 inch I have left on this. And then this starts to come down. And then this becomes a circle. So I'm just going to do 1/2 inch of this. I'm not going to work on this part where it goes down. And then I'm going to work on the bottom half of this until it starts to go up. And then I'm going to kind of connect it. Like this space right here. I'm just going to connect it without using one of these. And I'm going to kind of do the same thing over here. I'm not sure how that's going to work. And probably the same thing right here. So... that's the plan. I don't know if I'm going to get all that done in this episode because it's going to take so long. But I will get as much as I can done. So let's start grinding. Alright, so we have this whole part right here is all the way finished. And it is looking good. It was a little bit more difficult than I thought because it was just smaller and I don't know. But... we got it done, and I have sanded this down, and it is looking all circular. It's flat. So now I need to measure where I need to put this, and then I will begin working on that. Of course, I'm gonna do the bottom half, like last time, and then I will start merging them together. This is also looking weird again, which stinks. Oh well. Alright. Alright, so I've gotten the first section done. And this is still falling apart. Ugh. But if you can't tell, it's a bit slanted, but I think that should be a pretty easy fix. But yeah, this is looking good. So I was gonna just put the main base layer right here, and then I was gonna do the top, but then I realized that the main layer would get in the way because I wouldn't get it past this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut this in half, and then probably just place it on the main thing, and then do the top. So yeah, okay, so I'm just gonna keep working on this. I gotta find out how much of it I need to do, or how long it needs to be. So I'm just gonna keep working. I'll keep doing progress updates. All right, I have finally completed this right here. It took way longer than I was hoping. I can't really tell you why that was. It's just taken so long. I don't know why. I think one reason is actually because the mold is a little odd. I think it's just kind of like that, except not that exaggerated, but you know, it's slanted, so I have to kind of work around that and try and fix it as I put them on. This right here was the one I made earlier. That went right here, but it's kind of hard to see. But this, it's basically a fan, I guess, you know, like one of those fans. Okay, so this part is shorter than this one right here. You can barely see it, but it's there. I did the measurements, so I just had to remake it. I used some of the toothpicks on the other one, but then I guess this one is just these are just too stuck together, which I guess is a good thing, if if I had actually used them on this, but I guess not. So I am going to just keep adding more on there. Hopefully it won't take quite as long, because I feel like the first one, like on this one right here, the first one is kind of the hardest because you have to figure out what you're doing, and you need to figure out if it's like, you know, tilting or slanting or, you know, whatever. So now that this one is done, I can just keep working on them, and so hopefully I can get a little bit more done before this episode comes to an end. Alright guys, I have finished this right here. That is still falling apart. But yeah, we have 4 sections of it. So this is looking really good. Let me just show you what it is. Okay, so right here you can see that I split it into sections. So I've done this right here. That is this. And then we have this right here where it like kind of comes down, and that is this. And then we have this part right here where this is all the circle I was talking about, and that is all of this. And so we just need to do this and that and that. So we have 3 left, and so we still have a little bit left. Okay, now I'm gonna put this right here. That is awesome. Okay, wait, look. You can see that this is where the tip meets up, and then right as this starts to curve inwards, that's where this comes in. And then on this side, you can see that right where this ends right here is where this starts to go inwards. That is awesome. So yeah, you can kind of see what I need to do. So it's not that much. So yeah, um, but I think that is all we have time for this episode. I need to release this video. We've gotten a lot done. We made this, and we had that cool montage. We have destroyed this. It's just pieces are all over the place. You can see that right there as part of this. But I think we've finished this, and we did all of this. So, yep, that is it for today. I will see you guys later. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode.